After you've removed your rod from the rod tube, then you remove it from the rod sock, it's time to assemble the rod and prepare for your day of fishing. On this particular rod here, it has dots, which help you line up all the guides in a row. So when assembling it, you slight turn off center, slight turn back to line up your dots. You assemble it firmly, because you do not want these to come loose during casting. Paraffin on the male spigots is a nice additive to help assemble them and to keep them stuck together and to disassemble them. Some rods do not have the dots, so therefore when you assemble it, you put together your rod this way, turn, line up each section as you would go. So you'd line up the guides as you would go. Next comes the reel. Taking the reel out of the case, you'd fasten it to the reel seat itself. The retainer on the end slides up to the rear foot of the reel. Then the retainer nut tightens that down. You want to have your reel snug so it doesn't move on the reel as you're casting, on the rod as you're casting. Next is to line up the rod. You bring out some fly line, fold it over, and go through each guide. The first two guides on this rod are called the stripping guides. They're larger, they have ceramic inserts. The next guides, as you can see, they're small wire, they're called snake guides. The reason why I take and fold the line over like this is so once you go through the guide, you can let it go and you'll notice it doesn't fall back through, where your leader material and your nylon tippet material would just slide right back down to the reel. I'll finish stringing this up. Try not to put your rod, reel into the rocks, into the grass, or into an abrasive type material, just to keep them looking new and performing at the best they can for a long, long time. That's how we string up a fly rod. Now to take down your rod at the end of the day, after you remove the fly, you reel in your fly line quickly. So the fly line's on the reel. Leave a little bit of tippet material out so it doesn't get lost inside and get tangled. Reverse everything that you did previously. Take your rod apart. Put it back into the sock, back into the tube. But it must be dry before you close the tube cover, so the water will not stain the blank or the cork. Beginning and the end of the day of putting together a rod and taking a rod apart.